This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Not many people can be named as pot smokers in this era either. Meltzer would say right now the locker room level of smoking pot is probably the lowest in the history of the company. It's a $2,500 fine. Plus, if you test positive, it's kind of implied that you're going to start losing matches. The testing has gotten much stricter with certain guys. They actually send testers to their homes, and at other times they'll get phone calls at random times when they are home and are told you have 1 hour to get to a testing facility. A lot of people are using a marijuana substitute that beats the test. Obviously, this has changed because the laws have changed. I never understood why WWE was cracking down on this anyway. What say you?
The only thing I can think of is because it was still illegal.
Yeah.
And if the guys get pulled over on a trip after, one of the shows and
Rob Van Dam.
a lot of bad press, right?
Yep.
And if you would have had, Rob was, not that he wasn't a big star, but that got enough bad press. And in those days, it was still illegal. There was still a stigma that went with it. It was, let's just face it, if it's illegal, it doesn't matter what we think about it.
That's right.
The fact is, if you get caught and you're a high profile, if that car would have got pulled over with 4 big stars in it, it would have been international news. Go back to the Sheik and Duggan when they got pulled over.
Major news.
I mean, you thought that Russia had bombed the Pentagon.
Right.
It was big news. And, pot smokers and pot smoking for me has always been, I never looked at it as a big deal. And for guys that are in a situation beating their body up the way it is, I looked at it like drinking a 12-pack after, a show to relax you where you can sleep, or drinking some whiskey, or if you want to burn a joint. Never bothered me because it is what it is. It's a very mild drug that, you can control it. It doesn't take over your life and, commit you to being addicted to it, that you got to have it every minute of every day. That's my observation. It was just for, a way for guys to relax after they went out and beat their body half to death. So, I never understood it, but I think, the office up there and I get it. They don't want any negative press. We already get enough flack just being wrestlers and in the wrestling industry, because a lot of people don't understand, what it is evolved to. It's cleaned itself way up. But in those days, that was the big no pot.
Something that wasn't huge was the next segment. Booker T comes to the ring and talks about coaching Tough Enough. Then he introduces Trish as one of the new coaches, and she's going to go out and does her best Rock impression and says, finally, the Trish has come back to Oakland, and the crowd groaned. She clearly wasn't comfortable with the line, but delivered it anyway. The segment was bombing, and then Booker tried to save it. He's pushing the premiere of the show. I'm okay with this on Raw, but on a pay-per-view, dude, this is just weird, isn't it?
Forced.
Yeah, forced is the right word.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.